Okay, so this is Seven Fires Prophecy, the second fire. So we got Seven Fires Prophecy, second fire. So the second prophet told the people, "You will know the second fire, because at this time the nation will be camped by a large body of water, and this time the direction of the sacred shell will be lost. The Medewan will diminish in strength. A boy will be born to point the way back to the traditional ways. He will show you the directions of the stepping stones to the future of the Anishinaabe people." So I'm going to explain that now in terms of today's prophecy. But what I want to show you first is I'm for a bike ride today. Go get a night guard that I had created for me. So is it this one here? I believe it's this one. So this is what we're going to watch here. Spiritual clue here. So I'm in the middle of telling a story here. I'm using this Shawshank Redemption video here. Shawshank Redemption ending. So I'm telling that story. But in the process, I'm usually scrolling around. So I'm scrolling around like this. So scrolling down. I usually look up these feeds here. Okay. I don't really see anything, relating to our story here. There probably is if I look a bit harder, such as these fiddleheads here, right? That's related to my foraging for mushrooms. In the previous video, I told you about me going in the bush foraging for mushrooms and developing an emotional bond with their spirit. I also forage for fiddleheads. They just grow down the hill over here, just down the road over here. So there's a connection to me foraging for food. That's what that is. This is basically my son, Mingan. Okay, so he's involved in the next second fire prophecy, because it talks about a boy will be born to point the way back to the traditional ways. So his name is Mingan, which means wolf. So this wolf here, it's connected to the next story that I'm going to tell regarding the second fire, about the boy who will lead the way to the chosen ground of the Anishinaabe Nation. Basically what that means is my son Mingan, he's 19, so he's going to transform himself. He's a little bit overweight. He doesn't know what needs to be done to purify himself of sin. Like, he drinks, not obsessively, but he goes out and has fun, a couple of drinks with the boys now and then. So he has to put that all behind him. He has to stop drinking. He has to start eating healthy. I have to buy him food, show him what diets to eat. He's gonna have to move back home here where I can keep an eye on him, make sure he's not being bad, because he has a girlfriend. So they can't be having sex anymore. That has to stop. So to do that for them, they both have to commit to this new lifestyle. So they'll move back here, or we'll move to a new house somewhere with my mom, and then we'll all live there. So this is basically him here. So you'll learn about this in the next video that I'm going to do. I'll show this video though as well in that next video, because I want to show you the connection to a wolf. This is my son, who's going to lead the way to the chosen ground of the Anishinaabe people. A boy will be born. So he's that boy. He's my only begotten son that I have. And the fiddleheads, I just told you what those are about. So as I'm scrolling down here, this is what I see. So this here, a star child, see? It's connected to stare. That's her there. That's stare. So STERRE means star. Stare means star. So this star child here, let's take a picture of that. Because sometimes when I back out of these things like that, I'll go back in to have a look at it, and it disappears. So I'll take a picture of it so you can see it. So this is a primary. Oh, look at this, one of my chipmunks out there. See him there? You see him on the step? There he goes. That's the second time he's come up here. What he's trying to say there, the chipmunk, It's like a monk. You have to be like a monk. So my son, who's probably used to eating potato chips, he has to lead a lifestyle of like a monk, chipmunk. So there's no more popping chips. That's what it's basically that chipmunk is saying to me. No more junk food. So I want to show you what her name means, right? So I'll go over here. Stare meaning, okay. So stare. So stare is the Dutch female given name that means star. Okay, it comes from modern Dutch word stare. So her name means star. Okay. So let's go over here. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'll do it as well. Yo, get out of here! Ah, jumping spider on top of me. I don't like jumping spiders. There he is. He was climbing. I knew he was climbing around on my neck. There he is there. They live on my window here because they catch flies here. I don't mind them living there, but I just can't stand spiders. I don't mind jumping spiders because they don't have big long legs like a whole spider. So they're not as scary looking to me. But nevertheless, it's a spider. I get scared of spiders. So it was crawling on my neck. Okay, so she's 20. So there, it's my thing. Oops, up here. So there's another clue as I'm listening to that, like the wolf spider. So like there's wolf is my son's name, right? It means mean gun. So the wolf spider, that spider jumping on me means that there's going to be people out there that are going to associate my son with being like the spawn of Satan. If they assume I'm Satan, they're going to assume that he's the spawn of Satan. Okay, so I want to get that kind of out of the way now because there's let's see if I can remember where the video's at here. I can't read that. It looks like 5:38. 5:38. Okay, so if we go over to hello, so here it's a new song called Dracula. It's like 10 months old, so I'll get this out of the way now. Okay, so this is that song here, okay? Dracula. It's by Tame Impala, okay? Dracula. So that spider, he also wants to say that people are going to associate my son with being the spawn of Satan. So in here they talk about run from the sunlight, okay? So it doesn't, I don't want you to associate that with S-U-N. It actually means run from the S-O-N, light. Run from the sun, light, or run from the mean gun, light. So this song is an association with people going to associate, mean gun with being like the spawn of Satan. So I ask that you please, not do that, not trying to, not judge people before you know all the facts. It's like, I always say it in my other videos, like, you're a jury member and we're presenting our cases. These are Native Americans presenting their cases, the creators of all existence. And your stories have an association with Satan and the spawn of Satan. And just because your stories say that does not mean that stuff is real. I have science on my side, and all I'm asking is that you don't go wrecking my son's name by calling him the spawn of Satan and telling people to run from the S-O-N light. Run from the sunlight, Dracula. You guys are gonna associate your stories with my son, and I ask that you please not do that. Be a good jury member. read my books that I got, listen to my videos, tell your friends to come listen to videos, tell them to please not judge anybody until they have all the facts out in front of them, because it's like you being asked to be a jury member. If you're a jury member, you sit on the jury. The prosecution states their case. In this case, you're the prosecution, okay? And then the defense does their case. They state their facts. So I'm the defense. I'm trying to defend myself against unnecessary charges of being somebody who I'm not, like Satan. So that's also what that spider's trying to tell me, because I don't like spiders. I'm assuming other people out there don't like spiders. We're talking about my son, and a wolf spider means that there are going to be certain people that don't like wolf because they associate him with being the spawn of Satan. And my clue is this song. So Dracula. So the clue is the people are going to say, run from the sunlight, or run from the S-O-N light. Like run from Dracula. Run from the sun. Right? Run from Dracula. Basically, is what the song is about. Like run from Mean Gun. And I'm asking you, please don't do that. I wouldn't do that for you if I was an impartial jury member and somebody was talking to me in the way I'm talking to you. I'd listen to all the facts, what they have to say, and then make my case, because the last thing you want to do is be saying something that you're going to regret later. So I ask that you listen to this song now before we get into the prophecy, to get that out of the way. That's what that spider is also trying to say, because I just listened to it and I talked about me not liking wolf spiders. If I don't like wolf spiders, there's an association with that spider saying, hey Anthony, there's going to be an association with people not liking your son because they're going to assume that you're Satan and that he's the spawn of Satan. That's not real, guys, okay? So I just ask that you listen to this song, understand what the lyrics actually means. It just means run from the sunlight, like run from the sun, Mean Gun. He's not the light. He's Dracula, in other words, okay? That's what the lyrics subliminally mean. But I'm telling you, I can read your future. I can tell that's what you're going to say just by this song. And I ask that you please don't do that. So that's what Dracula means, the song Dracula. So I'd like you to listen to that song. I'll take a break, go listen to that song. So that's what the spider was trying to tell me. Okay? Through the association of the wolf spider. In here, I describe it as something different. Like after that, I talk about there being an angel. Like he's trying to show me the dog. That there's a picture on the wall. But there's two meanings. Like, yeah, that still exists. Like what I'm about to show you exists. But that wolf spider or that jumping spider, he's actually telling me, Anthony, you're going to have a problem with people thinking that you're going to be scared of Mean Gun because, you're scared of spiders. They're going to be scared of Mean Gun, like a wolf spider. I'm asking you, don't be scared of him. He's just a 19-year-old normal kid. Nothing wrong with him. He's 21 years old, okay? Starmare is 21. Born December 22nd. So, this highway that's out here, that's Highway 21. So we'll look at that. Yeah, so I go down my maps here. So there's home there, okay? Yeah. And there's Highway 21, okay? So down there, yeah. Right there, Highway 21, okay? So there's my home there. Yeah. Here. There's my home right there. That's me where I live. So this is Highway 21 here, okay? So there's a clue there with her being, I'm gonna step on that little guy. There's a clue there with her being 21. Okay, so Highway 21 means her. So if we go over to my photographs over here, I went for a ride to town today and I took these pictures here. So I want to talk about this one here. So this one here is a late house. But it's the plaque on the background that I want to focus on there, okay? That plaque. See it there? It says heritage, her, it, age. So her, it, age, or stare, age, it. Meaning her age being 21 and her age matching this highway in front of my house here being 21 means that stare is it through the age of that highway being 21 and her being 21. That's it's a subliminal spiritual clue that you wouldn't know exists unless I show you it. So basically it means that she's a late house, or a house of late. Okay? So now after that jumping spider, I don't know what he was trying to say. I just told you what he was trying to say. Because I'm scared of wolf spiders. I'm not scared of the jumping spider because he's so compact and neat and he looks cute looking. But if he had long legs of a wolf, like a wolf spider, I'd be scared of him. So I can associate what he was actually trying to say, that people are going to be scared of wolf or Mingan because they're going to associate him with him being the spawn of Satan. And he's not, and I'm not Satan. That stuff is, it's not real. As the science in my book will prove. So that's what the wolf spider, or the jumping spider, was actually trying to say. But what I'm about to show you here, it still makes valid sense. Jumping. So there's this thing here. He's trying to tell me that right here, right? So this is what my cousins do here. So this is my cousin Troy. Okay. I was here one day, and Anton, Emmerich, and Troy came here, and I wasn't here, so they drew on my wall here, and that's what my cousin Troy drew. This is what Anton drew. Okay, Anton was here, and then this is what Emmerich drew. He drew this spider. This here is my dog Louie. Louie, he chewed that up with his teeth. Those are teeth marks on there. See the teeth marks on there? So he chewed the big hole in the wall. He does that like he's so I can't go anywhere. Like he has an attachment disorder. He has to be by me 24 hours a day. If I go out there to take the garbage out, he has to follow me out there to take the garbage out. So I can't leave him anywhere unless I leave him with my son or Sabrina and Leia, because that's also their dog as well, or was, I should say. So the jumping spider is basically letting you know that stare is kind of like an angel, because you can see angel wings here. If you look at it really close, it looks like an angel wing, right? Okay. So the spider, I have to say, he's basically saying, don't forget, she's like an angel. Okay, so that's the spider's message. The chipmunk message was telling my son not to eat chips and pop, because he has to be like a monk. So that's today's little addendum to the story that I'm about to talk about, the 7 Powers Prophecy. I thought you deserve a little bit more information before we go in. So again, Stare being 21 and her turn 22 in December is connected to this heritage lighthouse, or the word heritage. Okay, her, it, age. 21, Highway 21. There's nobody in my selection that matches that. Like Leia, she's I think 15. Jaden, she's like 26. So those girls, they don't match that number. They don't match the age of that highway, nor do they match Stare's age at 21. So that's a big red flag that you want to pay close attention to, Stare, and try not to, jeopardize what I'm trying to have going on for us here by, letting people manipulate you into thinking I'm something I'm not. Okay, so anyhow, I'm gonna get back into the other story. So I want to reiterate on the 21 thing. Like, it's just not the Highway 21. There's like blackjack. Okay, on blackjack you have to hit on 21. It's like it's a casino game. There's a 21 gun salute, which is for Marines. Like there's 7 guys and they shoot 3 times, they equal 21 gun salute. There's I'm sure if I looked up enough stuff, there's other stuff like with 21. Um, um, you have to be 21 in the United States to legally be able to drink. So there's a lot of numbers like there's a game called Blazing Sevens, which is it's a slot machine game that has if you get 3 sevens on it, you win. So 3 sevens is like 21. So Stair, you're about to win if you can just hang in there and be a good jury member. So I normally don't do this, but I wanna do this again for people who may want to shoot first and ask questions later. So we're talking about Stair, who's 21, right? So I'm going to go with 21 Gun Lyrics. So this is by Green Day. I want you to listen to this song now before we get into the Empire's Prophecy. So, do you know what's worth fighting for when it's not worth dying for? So, does it take your breath away? Did someone break your heart inside? You're in ruins. So, 21 guns. Lay down your arms. So, as I said before, the entire world now is going to be projected into being weighing 2 sides of a story, where it's a one-sided story, and now it's my turn to come forward and present my case. As what I'm only assuming is people are going to label me as Satan. So Satan has to make his case in court. So from that perspective, there's a lot that can go down. A war could be started over this, and I'm asking that you don't do anything rash or irrational, because that's what 21 Guns is about. It's about trying to stop a war by instilling a white female creator who's 21 years old and about to turn 22 on December 22nd. This song is about you, Stair, and about me trying to get people to not start a war over an assumption that I'm Satan or that Minka to spawn is Satan. So lay down your arms, give up the fight, accept 21 guns, or accept Stair, who's 21, as your new mother. Throw up your arms into the sky, you and I. So that's the basics of what you're listening, the lyrics, what you're looking at there. If I had time, I would go through it all, but I really don't want to go through it all because I'm basically talking about another person's work of art here, and I have to be careful how much information I work or talk about in it. So I'm just basically talking about the lyrics and wording it from a different perspective using education. So I'm okay in that aspect where I can educate the general public about what the song, the basics of the song means, okay? So I'm educating it from a different perspective. So that's what I want to focus on there. The 21 Guns is about us as the world not starting a fight over people believing I'm Satan or that Mingan's the spawn of Satan, by making Stair, who's 21 years old, your new mother, Caucasian mother. And that's a song. I didn't expect to add this in there, but it's there. So please listen to the song, 21 Guns by Green Day, now before we go into the teachings, because you'll have a better understanding of what this actually means, now that you know what 21, the association of her being 21, Highway 21, me being a supposed bad guy, when I'm not a bad guy. I'm the good guy who's been unjustly labeled the bad guy. And the entire world having to be like good jury members and let all the facts be presented before all of you, before you make an assumption about somebody. Don't assume things because of what you may hear on the streets, because you don't know what has taken place here to unveil evil for who they are and what they are. So don't go making assumptions about somebody that you don't know until you hear all the facts, is what I'm saying. So lay down your arms, give up the fight, accept Stair, who's 21 years old, as your new mom. Where'd that go? Okay. So I've already written the prophecy. Okay, so I'll start again for you guys, just with all that other extra information. So the second prophet told the people, "You will know the second fire, because at this time the nation will be camped by a large body of water." So that's what we're going to look at first here. Okay, so the second prophet told the people, "You know the second fire, because at this time the nation will be camped by a large body of water." So it can mean two things. So I'm going to explain it in two ways. So this is Lake Huron here, and this is where we live, home, Saugeen. So this part here, like from here, all the way up from here, and so right about here, up, like right here, like that line there. See that little that little piece here, all the way down. So this part here, right here, that's all our land. So there's like a little piece here. So we're camped by a large body of water, or Lake Huron. That's one meaning. Okay. For the Anishinaabe who were listening to me talk about this new second prophecy. Yes, it's already happened from the past, but now it's happening again. So there's it's happened in the past for the Anishinaabe, but it applies to today's prophecy. So it's happening again in the Anishinaabe, and now I'm about to explain it in a different fashion for you and for mankind. So the second prophet told the people to know the second fire, because at this time the nation will be camped by a large body of water. So okay, so what nation? Oh, that's the Netherlands. The Netherlands are camped by the North Sea right here. And this is where Ster is from. She's from the Netherlands. So she's camped by a large body of water. That's the second meaning. Okay? This is the one I want to really focus on, because it'll jump out more if you understand that she's the nation. Now, let me go over to here. So this is the same. It's the same verse for you guys. So the second prophet told the people to know the second fire, because at this time the nation will be camped by a large body of water. So it's about Ster in the Netherlands being a nation that's camped by a large body of water. However, I've added Charlie Kirk here. So I want you can watch this video if you like to help educate yourself. It's only 5 minutes long. So America is a Christian nation. So I'm using that like a nation, like because they use the word nation here. Because at this time the nation will be camped by a large body of water. So what that means is, the second prophet told the people, "You will know the second fire, because at this time the Christian nation will be camped by a large body of water." So there's going to be some Christians who, are going to, I'm assuming probably the females. To be honest here, guys. Be like, "Oh my goodness, did you hear about Anthony? What? The end times are here. Like the second coming of the Messiah is happening. It's a Native American, and he's saying that there's a Caucasian mother from the Netherlands that he's selected to be the new mother of all creation." Everybody's talking about it all over the place. They're watching it. So some of those females are going to be, they're going to be the ones that progressively moving towards Ster as their mother. They're more than likely, no offense, man, but be the ones that are camped by that large body of water, because it's a female mother creator. So that's what it means. You'll know at this time, because the Christian nation will be camped by a large body of water. So you guys, like your entire nation, the men and the women, are going to be camped by the Netherlands, wondering how this is going to play out. That's basically what it means. So we can apply that to all those nations. The second prophet told the people, "You'll know the second fire, because at this time the Islam nation will be camped by a large body of water." So there's going to be people from Islam who hear this story and are going to be, watching it very closely. You're going to be camped over here by the Netherlands. Like, I'm not saying you're going to live there or anything. I'm just saying that you're going to be focused over here on this girl. You're going to focus over there, and you're going to see, you know, how this plays out. So you're going to be camped over here. Like, you're going to be focusing your attention over here because of this new mother come rising up out of Amsterdam, or the Netherlands, I should say. Not Amsterdam, Netherlands. So again, they use themselves as the nation of Islam. So you're more than welcome to watch this video here as well. If you like, educate yourself on that. I just included there as, you know, teaching tools. Like, I'm a teacher, right? So if you want to watch those both videos, you can watch them. I encourage you to watch them, actually. You know, it's kind of, I create like a movie for your mind. So when you watch this, you'll get a better understanding. Oh, okay, I see what he's talking about. Islamization, Christian nation. Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. We're going to be focusing our attention over here on the country of the Netherlands. That's all that means, where there's a big body of water. So we can apply that to Judaism as well. So the second prophet told the people, you will know the second part, because at this time, the nation will be camped by a large body of water. What nation? The nation of Judaism. So that's a rather large nation. It's not just restricted to Israel. There's all kinds of people that join this religion here, but they call themselves a nation. See, okay. So the second prophet told the people, you will know the second part, because at this time the Judaism nation will be camped by a large body of water. So it's about the Netherlands being the nation where they're camped by a large body of water, because it's there. That's what that means. But soon people are going to be camping there, or they're going to be focusing your attention. Like, you're going to want to, maybe you want to set up camp what's there. Like, hey, I like this idea. I like where this is going. You know, when he talked about, you know, having a Native American mom and it not working out, I could see how that could be a possibility. But once he started dropping Stara's name, and I seen the clues, like the necklace on her neck, I started getting interested in what he had to say, and it's really interesting. And I could see myself, if this is true, I could see myself following spirituality because of Stara being a Caucasian mother to everyone in creation. So, and people are going to begin to camp over towards this story. Basically, is what it means. You're going to focus your concepts over on the Netherlands, where Stara's from, who's camped by a large body of water. So you guys are going to camp over here beside it. You're not, you know, some will camp like the Anishinaabe and the people who are Native American. You know, they'll camp over here with us, because that's where we stay. So there's two sets of camps here. Okay, so there's Native Americans who will camp over here with me, because I'm Native American as the father, and then there's other people who camp over on that other side, you know, with her, because she's Caucasian. So think of it that way. You know, like our South American brethren who are, you know, they're our cousins to the south. I'm Native, so they would likely camp with me. So they'd camp over here with us. Our South American brethren will camp over here. I don't know if you noticed about the Aborigines of Australia. They have the same system as Canada, because they're a colony of England. So the Aborigines and the Polynesians down there, they go through the same system as Native Americans here. They're exact same. They live on reserves. So those nations down there, the Polynesians and the Aborigines, they're more than likely going to camp over here by me as their dad, because I'm Native. We have similar ties. So those nations down there, they'll camp over here beside us. It could possibly be the African people as well, because there's African or underground railroad here that was part of Canada. They actually used to come up through here, and we had African Americans who had their own village right here in our own backyard. And Canada ousted them. They told them to get out of that land. But meanwhile, it was our land. We didn't have no problem with them staying there. I bet you if those African Americans, if we told Canada we have no problem with them staying there, I bet you there'd be a city there about 100,000 or more African Americans, an African American city in North America, because of Saugeen allowing them to stay in our territory. It's over here. It's a town called Priceville. So you know, I'll pull that up for you. You might want to watch the video, because you know the Africans will be like, I didn't know that Saugeen had Africans living in their backyard. Yeah, we did. So you might want to check this out here. Because you'll probably camp with me as your father. So look up this one here, okay? This is the little known story of Priceville, of one of Canada's first black settlements. This took place in our backyard. And Canada, they didn't let them live there. They kicked them out of there because they didn't have a deed to the land. But that's our land. It's not Canada's land. It's not Ontario's land. It's Saugeen Ojibwe Nation's land. So I want you to look up this here, the little known story of Priceville, one of Canada's first black settlements. Because, it'll determine where you want to camp, right? So, where did it go here? So, that settlement, come on. That settlement being in our backyard, it's right about here. So close to my home. I could drive there, it'd be about 40 minutes away. So, as I was saying, if Canada didn't, kick them off of there, there'd be I guarantee you, there'd be a black-owned city there, probably with maybe 100,000 people or more living in it. There'd be a big city there. But because that didn't happen, because they got kicked off, because Canada gave their land away to white settlers. And that wasn't even Canada's land to give away. That's our land, like Native American land. They broke a treaty by doing that. So, you African people, when you watch this, you need to know that there's ties we have ties to Africa. I actually have my cousin Randy and his my other cousins Adam and Melissa and Adrian and Amanda. They're half African because my two uncles married two African sisters. So I have ties to Africa. I have ties to India because of my cousin Cam, Paul, and Mindy. My aunt married a East Indian. So I have ties to China because my cousin Anton, he's married to a Chinese lady. So I have basically ties to, I have ties to Caucasian people because my aunt married a white guy named Mike. So I have Caucasian on my other side over here. My uncle Bob, he married a white lady named Rosemary. So I have ties to Caucasian side of him. So I'm tied to pretty much everywhere. So when you hear that person, like when you hear the nation will be camped by a large body of water, you now have two sides of the coin. So you Africans, watching, it's like I didn't know that there's African people living in their backyard, and that we could have had North America's only African city if Canada didn't mess things up. Yeah. So that's what we're fighting for. There's a big land claim over this. So. Between you and I'll make sure there's some reparations for that unjust removal of people from there. We've got lots of Africans around the area here. There'll be reparations for that. I can guarantee you guys that, right? I'm upset about that myself. So the African people, they'll more than likely camp over here with Dad, knowing that story now, world. Okay, so you think of it as deciding where you're going to camp. Okay, so probably Africans will be camped over here. There'll be some Africans that are Christians that'll be camped over on the other side over here with the Netherlands, right? So the story about the Chinese or the Asian, because I have my cousin's married to a Chinese lady. Most likely all the Asian countries, they're going to camp over here with Dad over here. And because I have Indian cousins, the Indian people are likely going to camp over here with Dad. So that's what we're looking at. I would assume the Inuit people, they'd probably camp here with Dad. So everyone else will be camped over here with what's there. Depending on what you believe and where you come from in the world. So basically, that's what we're looking at here. 2 different camps, same story. Where you want to situate yourself, it's up to you. Okay. So the next one is in this time, the direction of the sacred shell will be lost. So, It's a representation of the sacred Mika shell. There it is there. So this is the Mika shell, right? How can a shell like that be lost? There has to be an attachment to how that shell is lost. So the attachment is you attach it to this girl wearing a Mika shell necklace, right? Right here. And it becomes clear as day. So the direction of the sacred shell being lost means, in this time, the direction of Stara Mare, who wears a sacred Mika shell necklace, or who wears a Mika shell necklace sacred to the Anishinaabe people and Anthony, will be lost. Meaning, where do I go? What do I do? What am I going to do? Like, it's not only about her. It's about her career. Like, she has a career doing what she's doing there. Is she gonna focus on that career now? Continue to make those movies? Is she gonna express her voice and say, "I'm so honored to be given this opportunity to be the mother of all creation. I'm like just as excited as everyone else, and I want to see where this goes. I just want to learn more and more and more and more." Is she gonna add that in her videos? Is she gonna continue to make videos? So she's lost in terms of that, right? Because it's a career move for her. She can really, she's gonna jump up big. Like, she's gonna, you're gonna see her followers who like just go boom through the roof. She'll have all kinds of money in her pocket. What she wants to do with that money. So it's like she's gonna be lost in terms of that aspect, her career, her finances. But the big one is her belief. Is she gonna believe what I'm saying about her? Because if she does, it means like loss. Like, okay, I'm letting go of this faith over here. I'm gonna go embrace this. So it's almost like she's letting go of that side of things and coming over here. Like, she's lost, but she's not lost. You know what I mean? Like, she's more than likely this. Okay. So now we go down here. So this will help you understand a bit more. So. And this time, the direction of the sacred shell will be lost. There's the sacred shell, okay? So I want you to watch this now. It's called Two Roads by Trueface here, okay? Two Roads by Trueface. It'll help you understand why she's kind of lost a little bit. So I put it there again, and this time the direction of the sacred shell will be lost. So what it means is, there's two roads here, right? So this is road 1, this is road 2. That's what Two Roads is about. So he says, at some point in the time, we all face a fork in the road, like two paths, two roads. There are two roads standing directly at us. Which road do we take? He's talking about. So two paths, two distinctly different paths. One says pleasing God, the other says trusting God. You look at the trusting God side, and then so he's basically saying one not pleasing God and one trusting God. That's what I want you to focus on when you watch that. So this is what he actually means: pleasing God, pleasing Allah, pleasing Yahweh. That's one meaning. The other is trusting Creator Anthony, trusting Creator Anthony, and trusting Creator Anthony. You wouldn't know that he's talking about two different gods, but he is. He's talking about you can please this God over here by being a bad jury member and not listening to all the facts, and that's going to please him, because you might actually end up selling your soul and not coming to paradise because of what you may say about me or being gone or whatever. You have to be very cautious about what you say, because that's blasphemy against the spirits of all creation. So you don't want to sell yourself short. So that's what it means, like pleasing this guy or trusting me. So when you hear that, that's what he's talking about. Pleasing these guys or trusting me. That's what I want you to focus on. So that's why she's lost, okay? She doesn't know whether she can trust me or not. And I understand wholeheartedly, mankind, how that feels, because I felt like that at the beginning of the Vision Quest. I felt like I was being manipulated by Satan for I think 60 days. I believed in that, maybe a little bit longer, 30, maybe 90 days, until I found my own way home. And even then, it was kind of hard to let go, because I still felt like I was being tricked by Satan. because I was raised in a Christian home by my mom. So I have those morals. I know how it feels to be presented with this story. I know where you're coming from, but I'm telling you, I'm the good guy. You can trust me. I don't lie. I have nothing to hide. So, in this town, the direction of the shaker shall be lost. Should I trust that guy or should I just stay over here? That's what it means. She's going to be lost. The next verse is, the Medewan will diminish in strength. The Medewan will diminish in strength. So, the Medewan is like a society. So, the Medewan, also called the Grand Medicine Society, is a sacred, spiritual, and healing society of the Anishinaabe Ojibwe and other Algonquin-speaking indigenous peoples in North America. Its members, known as Midday, serve as traditional laws, medicinal knowledge, songs, and ceremonies to maintain harmony with nature. So, they basically hold all the information about thousands of thousands, going back thousands of years. Okay, so we didn't have a written language, so we passed that knowledge down by speaking our language. So all the ceremonies, they hold all the ceremonies. There's birch bark scrolls where they store information on those scrolls, and they hold all the information of our culture and our past. That's what the Medewan is. But because we don't follow that, we're a scientific people. We're the creators, and we're the most advanced people in all creation. This way of life is gonna pass. All the people with all this information, it's useless now. It has no bearing on our race is the most advanced race in all creation. So all this information is useless. So they're gonna diminish in strength, meaning we hold all this knowledge, but it really doesn't help us any. No, it's not. So that's what that means. All these people with all the sacred knowledge, it's going to diminish in strength, because now when the ceremonies that they hold for people in the communities, like the sweats, the powwows, you name it, like the peace, the peace pipe ceremonies. There's all kinds of different ceremonies, sunrise ceremonies, you name it. All of that's going to take a back seat, because when they learn that that's not what we do as Native Americans, we fly in spaceships. They're going to have to sit back and listen to what I have to say and say, "Wow, I didn't know that, man." Yeah. So that's all that means. Like people are not going to follow them anymore, because they're gonna listen from me and learn about what we really do. So their strength is going to diminish. So the next part is, a boy will be born to point the way back to the traditional ways. Okay? That's my son, Mingan. He's 19 now. So that's my ex, Sherry. So he's already been born, okay? But it means like, have you ever heard of a born again Christian? I don't know, I think that's the right term. But what it means for Mingan is like, he's being born, like he's already been born. But when he begins to realize his role in this, he's going to be born. So it means he has to lead the youth. Like, I can only do so much. I can lead the elders, like the older people, the older generation. But because he's 19, he's going to lead the teenagers and the children, the 20-somethings. So his job is to create a YouTube channel where you can go watch him. He'll document what he's doing. Like he has to eat the foods that I'm eating, like vegetables, fish, chicken, rice. He has to run every day, 22 minutes during the day, 22 minutes at night. He has to build muscle tissue. He has to pray. To get rid of his sins. He can't climax anymore whatsoever until we get rid of evil, and then he can bind his soul to his girlfriend. So there's a lot that has to be done, and he's going to lead that path. So he's already been born, but when he begins to understand his role in leading the youth of the world, he's going to be born amongst the world. Like, it's metaphorical, meaning, hey, did you hear about Anthony's son Mingan? He's supposed to lead the way for the children, the teenagers, and the young adults of the world. He's going to start a YouTube channel. He's going to teach them basically everything that Anthony teaches Mingan, so that they can all implement those changes in their lives and try to lead a better life and become, upstanding citizens. That's what that means. He's going to lead them. The traditional ways means, what he's going to learn, like eating properly, how to do the prayers properly, how to purify yourself properly, and how to lead an upstanding life. Basically, it's like leading a Buddhist monk life. That's all you do. No climaxing, no getting angry, no starting, no committing any sins, purifying yourself of sins, and then eating a healthy diet while exercise. So he's gonna lead the way and point the way back to the traditional ways. So I put this here because it's like John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. So that same thing applies to my son, Mingan. He's my only begotten son. He's the only son I've ever had. And he's going to be the only native son that I have. Because when and if I get what's there, all my children, and I have to have 7 children, will be Caucasian, will be half Caucasian. So he's my only begotten son in terms of, he's the only Native American son that I have. I didn't have a chance to have a daughter, but I do have a stepdaughter who just recently passed away. And I have 2 stepsons. So I have a rather large family. So when I have 7 children with Stare, plus 4, I'll have a family of 11. 11 kids. And I've always wanted a big family. So that's what you're looking at here. For Anthony so loved the world that Anthony gave his only Native American son, Mingan, that whoever believes in Mingan shall not perish but have eternal life. It applies to us as well. But you have to know the story. So we'll go down here. A boy will be born to point the way back to the traditional ways. It's the same thing. So this is him here, though. He used to play football for the Royals and then St. Mary's. That's him there. 5-0. So I took this picture here because I thought it was interesting that song was right there as I was watching that. It was right next below. So Big League is about my son. Down here, some people say it's a party trick. It's not a party trick. It's just it's just the way things work spiritually. So Big League is about my son, my boy, or my son Mingan's gonna play in the big league. My son's gonna play in the big league. My son Mingan's gonna turn some heads. My son Mingan's gonna play in the big league. My boy Mingan's gonna knock him dead. Whoa, big league. So how are you gonna knock him dead? Well, by recruiting the youth, like the children, the teens, and the young adults, 20, 30 somethings who are going to pay attention to him, he's going to start a revolution, which is going to eventually lead to the youth wanting this lifestyle so that they can reach the stars. And when we're able to reach the stars, it buys us a little more time. Like it can prevent a war. Okay, so if we don't get into a civil war here because people believe I'm Satan and he's the spawn of Satan, that buys us enough time for science to research the technology, to do what needs to be done, to protect us. But not only that, it buys me enough time to exercise so that I can get spaceships from a galaxy on the far side of the universe, or spaceships from a parallel universe that's outside of this universe. So a lot has to happen. So my boy is going to lead that charge. So if he can convince the youth of the world to rally around our cause, then the elders who are stubborn, in those 3 faith-based systems, they'll be less likely to, want to start trouble and cause a civil war amongst mankind here. So from that perspective, my son could knock evil dead because he's going to start a revolution with the youth. And because there's certain elders out there whose children are the youth, they'll be more likely to listen to them. Like, you know what? It was right. When we started doing our prayers and purification, there was a noticeable change. We don't think about money now. We don't think about self-pleasure now. We don't think about, being lazy and just looking at our cell phones all day. There's certain things we want to do. We notice a physical change. There's a physical change. There's a mental change when you do your prayers and your purification. It's wonderful. You have to do it, Mom. You have to do it, Dad. You have to do it, Grandma. You have to do it, Grandpa. If you don't do it, you're not going to experience it. So they'll be able to sway the world's opinion when the youth begin telling the world that there's a physical, mental change that they feel when they do the purification and start leading a better life. That's what can knock evil dead, because then the people here that don't believe in me and Mean Gun, they're suddenly being confronted by their children saying, wow, there's a physical change that I feel and a mental change. Maybe I should try this purification thing. And when they begin purifying themselves and they notice that change, they'll realize that we're the good guys, that the guys outside our solar system are the bad guys, and we'll get everybody on the same page, and we'll knock everybody dead. All because Mean Gun decided to, lead a better life. That's what the song is about. Him leading a better life, which starts a revolution, where those kids tell the elders that, their way's better, you got to change. So, and then everybody changes and we don't start a war, and we go and fight the real bad guys. So he's going to knock them dead. So we'll go to the next one here. So I want you to listen to that song now. So you take a break, listen to the song so you can understand what it's about at its basic core. Now we go down to the next one here. So a boy will be born to point the way back to the traditional ways. Again, so this is a video on my channel that you can watch here. Okay. Royals win, mother wins. All right, Anthony Alcantara. So I want you to hear the kids on it, the way they talk. I'm going here. So you hear that? I'm saying, this is how we want to do it, guys, with our defense on the field. So these are just young kids. So when they learn that Mean Gun is the son of the creator, there's going to be a lot of kids that they're not associated with the older ways. They're going to believe Mean Gun, and when they begin changing their lifestyles and following what he has to say on YouTube, and when he's teaching them how to do the purifications and what to eat, how to exercise, and he's doing a daily vlog for them, a lot of those kids are going to rally around him and say, this is how we do it, guys. This is how we do it. This is how we defeat evil. That's what you're hearing here.
This is how we want to do it, guys. With our defense on the field. Let's go.
Okay. So that's what they're saying there. Their spirits, like the young spirits of mankind, that's actually what they're saying. So this is how we gotta do it, guys. This is how we gotta do it. This is how we defeat evil, man. We all gotta rally around one another and get our parents to, change their lifestyles too.
This is how we want to do it, guys. With our defense on the field. Let's go. This is how we want to do it, guys. With our defense on the field. Let's go.
So that's what they're saying, and then they actually win that game. Like I don't know if I can show the people there, but that they win the game. If you go there and you watch it, they win the game, and they win because that's just how we do it, guys. That's how we do it. We with our defense on the field. So that's what you're looking at there for that particular aspect of the prophecy. So when you watch that yourself, you understand now what's being said at the beginning. And when they win, they do win. You see how it's 13 and 14 here? They win. So that's how we're going to win. He's going to win by getting the youth of the world to rally around him, which those youth, because they're your children, they're your grandchildren. You're gonna have no other option but to listen to them when they tell you that there's a physical change when you confess your sins and you start leading a better life, and there's a mental change that they're not so concerned about playing video games every day or playing on their phone every day or doing that or that. So that'll change the world. So that's what they're talking about. This is how we do it, guys. This is how we want to get our defense on the field. So now you know what that means. So this is Willow official trailer, Val Kilmer. I want you to watch that as well because it's about it was a different time, a time when a child could tip the balance between good and evil. So that child is Mean Gun, and all your children. So you children watching this, it's not only Mean Gun's trailer, but it's you because you're a child. Like if you're a child or a teenager or a young 20-something, then you're technically still a child. You're still somebody's child out there, right? So. And let's just put it this way: if you don't have children, then you're still somebody's child. So you could be in your late 20s, maybe your early 30s. So this trailer it's for you as well. So it's about Mean Gun. Like it was a different time, a time when a child, Mean Gun, could tip the balance between good and evil because he started following his dad's advice on how to change the world. But I'll teach him how to do the purification ceremonies. He'll teach you. And then he'll teach you what to eat, how to run, exercise every day. He'll do a vlog. You guys will be watching him, and that's what's going to start the revolution. So it was a different time, a time when a child, Mean Gun, could tip the balance between good and evil. So at the same time, when you take Mean Gun out of the equation and you put yourself there, so it could be a child sitting anywhere out there watching this now and saying, it was a different time, a time when a child, yourself, could tip the balance between good and evil by following Mean Gun and what he has to tell you and teach you so that you can lead a better life for yourself, to convince your elders, who are your mothers and your grandfathers, that when you do the purification and you follow in spirituality, that there's a physical, mental change that you actually feel, and that they need to do it as well so that they can feel that, and then we can start a worldwide revolution to defeat evil. That's what you're looking at here. So I want you to watch it twice. So I want you to watch this now, watch Mean Gun now, because you know what it's about now. It's about the kids winning this way. And then when you watch this, watch it once, but it's about Mean Gun the first time. It was a different time when a child, Mean Gun, could tip the balance between good and evil. Then watch it a second time. The second time is for your kids, you kids out there. If you don't have kids, consider yourself a child because you don't have children. So you could be 30, you could be 40. If you don't have children, then you're still a kid. So it was a different time when, 1/4 of the planet, maybe I'd say 30% of the planet could tip the balance between good and evil. It was a different time when a child, all you kids, your millions or billions of kids out there watching this, could tip the balance between good and evil. That's what it also means. So the next one is, he will show you the direction to the stepping stones to the future of the Anishinaabe people. So I've selected this one here. So this is a song by The Killers, when you were young. So it talks about this part here. So, can we climb this mountain? I don't know. That's what he says. That's the part I want you to focus on for this particular part of the prophecy. He will show you to the stepping stones to the future of the Anishinaabe people. So there's like a mountain is a stone, and if you have to step up that mountain, you're stepping up stones. So, can we climb this mountain? I don't know. So that's what it means. There's you're being presented with walking down Death Valley. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil. You can go down Death Valley where things are easy, simple, because you know that's what you've known all your life. Or you can try this new path up Spirituality Mountain, but it's hard. It's not easy. You can't climax. You guys are used to climaxing. You have to stop climaxing. You can't drink wine anymore. You can't drink beer. You can't smoke cigarettes. You can't get high on drugs. You can't get mad at anybody. You can't be judging people. You have to eat healthy diets. You can't be pouring salt all over your food. You can't be having pizza anymore. You can't be having pop, chips, burgers, none of that stuff. You have to eat healthy, like rice, chicken, and vegetables, So, that's a very hard lifestyle change. Not to mention, you only have to drink water, and you have to exercise 44 minutes a day, 22 minutes during the day, 22 minutes at night. And, that's a complete lifestyle change that many people are not prepared for. So that's, can we climb this mountain? Climb this mountain of spirituality? I don't know. It's a tough climb. I think I'll just walk down the Death Valley. It's what I know best. That type of mentality. So he will show you the direction to the stepping stones to the future of the Anishinaabe people. So here's the lyrics of the song. So let's focus on some of the songs here. So you sit there in your heartache, waiting on some beautiful boy to save you from your old ways. Who's that beautiful boy? Well, you'll see in a minute. So you play forgiveness. Watch it now. Here he comes. Mingan doesn't look a thing like Jesus, but Mingan talks like a gentleman. Like you imagine when you were young. That's what it means. It's a prophecy about Mingan coming forward to lead the youth of the world, but he doesn't look a thing like Jesus, does he? He doesn't look like Jesus, but he is. He's the guy you've been waiting for. The other one's not coming. He's not real. He's not coming. So you have to deal with Mingan. Although he doesn't look a thing like Jesus, he's the real deal. So that's what you're looking at here when you listen to the song. So Mingan doesn't look a thing like Jesus, but Mingan talks like a gentleman, like you imagine when you were young. So can we climb this mountain of spirituality? I don't know. Higher now than ever before. I know we can make it if we take it slow. So yeah, take it slow, guys. Like this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. Like I'm not saying we have to all jump on the bandwagon within the next couple of months or 6 months. We're talking years here, guys. It's going to take years to get where we're going. Because when we're talking forever, that stuff doesn't happen overnight, man. We're talking a minimum of 7 years before we go anywhere, before we at least develop the technology in the book. So let's take it easy, though. So easy now, watch it go. So let's take it easy, be a good jury member, and try not to, step on anybody's toes, okay? That's all I ask. Pretend this is a court case, and you're a jury member, and you're being presented two facts. You got your books, which is you're the defense. No, you're the prosecution. You got your books over here, but to be a good jury member, you need to read my books. You need to listen to my stories. And then you can listen, that's the prosecution. Then when all the facts are on the table, then you can make a decision on what you want to do with yourselves. That's all I ask. And in the process, try not to sling too much mud around out there. I talked about it before, like in my other stories, like in your stories, they call it unforgivable sin, blasphemy. I'll give you 3 strikes and then you're out. That's what I give you. Or I call it 3 mulligans. I give you a mulligan. So you're allowed to talk publicly about me 3 times before I won't put up with it. If you continue to do it, it's you're out. 3 strikes, you're out. Okay, so remember that. But just because I'm giving you that doesn't give you the right to go and talk trash about me. So please, try to remember that in the back of your mind. Oh, he says I can talk crap about him publicly for 3 times before he does anything about it. So I'm going to go do that. No, I don't want you to do that. I just want you to know that if somebody out there, I don't know, who lives in a place where there's no telecommunications or whatever, and they didn't know that I gave this order, and they're just sitting there talking crap, and they write a book about it, and then they publish the book saying this and that, and then they go, well, I'll give them a break because they were somewhere where they didn't have communications. They didn't know that I dropped the law, that they weren't supposed to do that. So I'll give them a break on it. That type of stuff. But I don't want people talking crap all over the place about me. So can we climb this mountain? Yeah, just take it easy, man. Don't do anything. We're talking the end of days here. So let's just play it nice and see how this plays out. When you're trying to be nice, that's how you move mountains. I can remember when I was fearful at the beginning when I told you that, and I told Sherry, I said, you know what? I think I love Satan. Why do you love Satan? Somebody has to. Can you imagine if the entire world loved Satan? God might forgive him what he did, and then our love might save the devil and allow the devil to go back home, and then we could end this war peacefully just by people loving Satan. And she says, I never thought of it that way. She said, yeah, me either. But so all I'm asking is, love can get us a lot further than hate. So try to be nice and see where it gets us. These are the end of times. These are the days you've been waiting for. But don't go wrecking it by, slinging mud around. So he will show you the direction to the stepping stones to the future of the Anishinaabe people. So this is a trailer I want you to watch now. Okay, I want you to watch it because it's about Mingan. Okay, he's gonna come out of nowhere. When they talk about it, you should be able to understand. I want you to think of this guy's being Mingan. He's come out of nowhere. We don't know who he is. Mingan's come out of nowhere. We don't know who he is. What do we know about him? He's leading desperate people. So this is a cult? We don't know who he's associated with. He could be creating an army, or he could be leading them to their death. What were you doing in Syria, Mingan? Delivering a message. A message for who? For my father. And who's your father? Anthony Kagi, you haven't heard? He's the creator. So that's what the Messiah is about. This is the guy you've been waiting for. It's Mingan. He's the Messiah you're waiting for. So after you're done watching that, I want you to watch this here, Tomorrowland. This one's about, we have the power now to change the world, but we all have to get on the same page. In order to get on the same page, we all have to be nice to one another. These are the end days, the end of times. Let's see if we can do this civilized and let our two sides come to an agreement that, hey, I hear what you're saying. You're honest. You're open. I want to see where this goes. So let's try to work together and be nice to one another let's see what being nice to one another gets us, as opposed to being angry and upset and shooting first and asking questions later. That's all I'm saying. Don't you think that's a better option? It's like, I'm willing to not do anything to jeopardize this end of days times because I want to see where this goes. Let's work together and be nice to one another and see how being nice to one another works, as opposed to slinging mud and throwing mud around and seeing where that gets us. Because throwing mud never gets anyone anywhere. It starts a fight, as opposed to talking peacefully and openly on the worldwide stage. Having a debate, for example, or, letting our science explain stuff, so let's do it that way as opposed to slinging shit around. And that's what you're looking at here. What if there was a place, a secret place, where you could actually change the world? So let's change the world by letting science do what they need to do. And let's change each other by letting Mingan do what he has to do so he can change the children, so that you guys can feel the impacts of what they're saying to you, so that you can then change yourselves, and then together we collectively change, and we live in a futuristic society where we develop a planet where nobody has to work. We all travel the stars, forever and ever and ever, and we're all happy as one big family, minus all the evil dummies out there beyond our solar system. So, do you want to go? And so you ask them, well, there was a place, a secret place, where you could actually change the world. Do you want to go? So they don't ask. So that's it. That's the end of this Stepford's prophecy. But I'm going to do one more because of this stepping stones. He will show you the directions of stepping stones of the future of the people. So right here, can we climb this mountain? Can we climb this mountain? It's a burden. I'm your father, and I'm asking you to be nice and do things nice. Yes, there's a lot of fear, but just because there's fear there doesn't mean you go and drop a nuke on me, or bring a truckload of explosives over to my house, or take a pop shot at me when I'm walking down the road, as a sniper. That's inappropriate behavior for our society. When I'm asking that you not do that, and that we all work together peacefully. I'm asking that we do this peacefully. So can you climb that mountain peacefully with me and not do anything rash to jeopardize this end of days or these revelations that we're going through? Can we climb this mountain together peacefully, mankind, is what I'm asking you. Please. Come on. This thing takes forever to load up. So now we're going over here. Because we're talking about climbing a mountain together. I want you to watch this video here, okay? It'll give you inspiration. I've always used it for inspiration myself. So it's called The Climb by Miley Cyrus. I want you to watch that now. It'll give you inspiration to what I just said. So I'm trying to, get the world to work peacefully, to come together around this end of days issue. Okay? So let's see if she has lyrics for that. Yeah. So if we look at this, it's like I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. So there's voices in your head that you got evil spirits in your head that you don't know is evil electricity. You got a quantum computer in your brain that you don't know about. So all of those are going to be throwing doubt your way. But what I'm saying is try to use your better judgment and listen to what I'm saying. Let's do this peacefully and not shoot first, then ask questions later. Come to the stage, have a debate with me, do whatever it may be. Don't sling mud around. Just keep it nice and quiet. And let's see where it goes. So I need to let you guys know there's no aliens coming here. It's just us. I'm in control of the universe. So because I'm in control, that means they can't fly their spaceships here. There's nobody coming here to start a war. So I'm talking to you people out there who are my sleepwalker children. They're not coming. So don't go and jeopardize or say something that you might regret later. Let this play out the way it needs to play out. I'm guaranteeing you, they're not going to come here. They're not going to see any UFOs like you normally do, because I'm in control. And once you know that, you're more likely to say, okay, let's be quiet. Let's see if those UFOs come here. Because you and I both know that when I start to rise up, everyone starts to pray. And then they come here to try to rescue you guys and say, we're here. We heard your prayers. And I'm telling you, that ain't going to happen in this life. Because I'm in control. UFOs, they're defunct. They can't go anywhere. I'm in control of UFOs. So, remember that, kids. Don't jeopardize, this peace thing that I got going on here. Just let it ride out and see if your UFOs come here. I guarantee you they're not coming, though. So every step you take, every move you make feels like you're lost with no direction. Your faith is shaking. I understand, okay? But we'll take our time, okay? We're going to take our time. We'll make the climb together. Nobody gets left behind. So, every broken heart will get mended. So that's in the Bible too, I believe. No more tears, no more crying. So there's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. So that mountain, it's a reference to the three guys, the three faiths, like Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. You're mountains that don't want to move, but I want you to move. You need to move, because we're talking about eternity on the line here. So sometimes you got to lose. And when I tell you there's no spaceships coming, there isn't. So that's what it means. Sometimes you got to lose. So but here's the part I want you to keep on moving, keep climbing. Let's do this peacefully. Let's keep climbing together. Let's do it peacefully, because it's all about the faith. So in time, you know, when you have to let something go, it's like in a relationship, or if you've ever lost a dog, you know how that hurts. If you ever lost a pet, you know how that hurts. If you ever lost somebody in your life, you know how that hurts. But the pain, it gets easier to deal with. Yes, you're losing something in terms of your faith, but you're gaining something that you'll always know is going to be there forever and ever and ever. And I'm not saying, you know, that you have to stop your ceremonies and your prayers. I have no problem. I'm not a bad dad. I don't care if you talk from your books every Sunday and still go to church. I'm not going to stop that. I'm not a jealous God. You want to still go to church and still talk about from the Bible, then go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. So keep your faith. Keep going to your churches. Keep going there as long as you want. You can go there forever if you want. I don't care. You can go to your church forever. You can read from that book forever if you like. Keep your faith, because it's a good faith. It's got you this far. All I'm saying is, you know, there's two sides to the coin, and you know, you can go to church forever if you like. I'm not against that. You can still preach from that book forever. I'm not against that. I'm not jealous God, but I just want us to all be on the same page and love one another. So keep your faith, okay? Keep going to church. I'm not going to stop you guys. So decline, okay? It's all about decline. It's all about climbing spirituality mountain and not going down Death Valley.